jump into Total Recalls, which is our new YouTube exclusive series that we dive into some of the products that have been recalled throughout the decades, I guess technically centuries at this point, since we are now in the 2000s. Remember
Oh,
Cohen?
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. In the year 2000.
So if you listen to our podcast, United States of Lead, you'd know that we came up with this after we did a shallow dive into some of the products that have been recalled for lead exposure. And I think the most shocking for me was the Aldi's advent calendar of 2021, I'm pretty sure it was, or maybe it was even 2022. But that's where we went, okay, we gotta dive into these. And we thought it would just be better to have a YouTube exclusive series where we look into this stuff. And for viewers, this is something that is going to be Paul's take. I have no knowledge of these things before he shares them with me, which makes me so excited because I will have the same reaction that I hope that all you have. All right, Paul, take it away.
Thank you, Andrea. Well, let's see. So I've just got a few things for us to look at. There's so many to choose from, and even in just setting this up this morning, having looked at this not too long ago, seeing the bulk of things that are reported in between that period of time. So like from last week to now, just
Jesus.
the increase of yeah. And of course, this is not just lead. We will be focusing on lead, but it's
Lead's BFF.
It's cadmium. Is cadmium there? Yeah. Oh, is cadmium going to be there?
God.
I mean, if lead is there, then cadmium's probably not going to be that far behind. So,
Mercury will be though, but they'll be a little late.
Yeah, they got to make their entrance.
They're running behind.
So cool. Cadmium's so cool. I can't believe he's here.
Oh my God.
So, let's see. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. So as we look at this, I thought we would. Oh, I don't want to give it away just yet.
So excited. It must be pretty ridiculous if you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay, so as we look at this, where we're pulling this.
Oh, it's that great logo.
Yeah, the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission website. This website comes to us directly from 1993. Mm-hmm. And this, again, this logo comes from the fever dream of a gun and an eagle mating. So that
are also poisoned by lead because the ammunition contains
that's probably where
lead.
the fever dream comes from. Yeah.
Yes.
So
even the little, I'm sorry, but even the little like logo on your little tabs here.
In the top,
just how it's there. It's so creepy.
Yeah, this really like says it all.
Run,
this is it. This says what we do. So I thought we'd look at this in the context of being able to identify the hazard. We'll talk about why this was recalled, and then I think we should take some time to think about like how this actually got to market. Like, so what did someone in the boardroom or someone in somewhere said like, nope, this is totally fine, and then really question how we would know that this was a hazard without a common website. And also, you pointed this out, Andrea, like how, what were you saying? How it, not just how would someone know, but what was the other thing?
I wish I remembered.
We'll say it naturally.
Yeah. Or why they should have to look it up? Is that not only how you find it, but why is it on the consumer to have to find it? Is that what you were getting at?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Like, why is it on us as the consumer to have to look this shit up?
Basically, yeah. How would someone
have regulations to not?
How would you possibly know that this was harmful?
Yeah.
All right.
Or that you would have to look this up, like when you buy products. I mean, they're getting better. Like I told you, Target now has all of those warnings. Like, this product just might contain lead. It's your fault now. We're done. We're not gonna fucking regulate this shit anymore. Here you go. It might have lead. It might
So,
have cadmium.
so the first product is something you would not buy, and here we go.
Okay.
So this
God
is
damn
a
it.
6-inch Aflac plush promotional duck.
Oh, this is like handed out at parades, I bet.
Yes.
This has lead in it?
Trade fairs. So it doesn't have. Okay, so the component is called promotional ducks containing phthalates, and I had this geared up.
Hey,
I think my here we go.
do the same fucking thing.
Phthalate.
Phthalates.
Oh, okay.
Phthalate.
Phthalates. Even though it's spelled with a bunch of PHs, and so phthalates that exceed the federal phthalate content standard. A component.
Where's the lead?
This duck also contains a level of lead that exceeds the federal lead content standard. Phthalates
So
and lead are
anybody
top.
listening,
Mhm.
if you didn't know, it takes a lot to go past that content standard to begin with, because like there's no safe amount there's no amount that's safe, and then there's what exceeds the content standard, which is beyond what it should be to begin with.
So just looking at this duck, like, where is this lead? Is this in the paint? Is it in the stitching? Is it in the
Yeah, where the
material?
fuck is it?
I understand that
The paint on the hat?
the dye in the yellow, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I have no idea. And it
Can
doesn't tell
we-
us. Yeah.
June 2nd, 2022. So this shit was just handed out in parades.
Yes.
You know it was. You know there was an Aflac fucking truck in bumfuck wherever throwing these goddamn ducks out. Also, can we just look at that remedy?
Yes.
How to remedy this? Dispose.
Just throw it away. You
Let
know,
it go
like
into the soil.
if you find a gun, just throw it away. Who cares who finds it? If you find a just throw it away. You'll be
Just
fine.
throw it away.
Just throw it away.
Yeah, don't give it back to this company, to Aflac. Didn't Aflac get in a bunch of shit for something?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they
corporation,
got
so.
in some shit a few years ago. I'm gonna have to look it up. Not now, but
So let's just we'll walk through this. First of all, I don't understand the outfit. I mean, is this person an EMT? Are those
it's an
Band-Aids? It's just
like
really
a medical emergency kit that you're gonna need from the lead poisoning that you just got from getting this duck.
I'm a little thrown off by that. So Aflac is going to come to the rescue for your.
The Aflac duck has
your
white
concussion?
savior complex. So
Apparently
the duck
so.
is what caused your lead poisoning, but he's also going to save you from it.
So the hazard. This is an undefined hazard. This phthalates. Hold on.
Yeah, please go back to it.
We got to say this right.
Phthalate?
Phthalate.
Phthalate. Yeah, whatever.
Phthalate.
Phthalate. So this phthalate, which I also looked up, is something that makes plasticier, that strengthens plastics. But it's also found in oils and hair care and beauty products.
Yeah.
Which we've
I've
seen.
seen a know that on some of my products and going, well, okay. So clearly all my products have had this in it for a while.
That's very astute. When you see,
okay, good to know.
So if ingested by young children, it can cause adverse health issues. So someone would have gotten this at some trade show. Someone would have gotten this as why don't you come in? We'll talk about
because it says promotional duck.
Your insurance situation. You go in with your kid, and as you're switching over your insurance, you're handed one of these. So that's how you'd end up with one of these things. How on earth would someone know to think?
No. And if it's promotional, is there any responsibility because you're given it for free? I feel like there would be even more responsibility because
Sure.
you know what I mean? And the fact that there's 600,000 units, were that manufactured, or were those the ones that were actually given away that is estimated because of how many they still have in boxes?
So as far as I can tell, that whenever it says units, it just means that those were the ones that were produced.
Okay,
That's
so
the level of the threat. It doesn't necessarily say the way the threat is, like
yeah,
how
how
that's
many
parsed
actually?
out. Yeah.
Of
But
course, I'd give that to Ruby.
yeah, certainly for the day, like to, placate her or what. If you're
Oh no,
at, it's like,
she would
would like
take it
that.
with her in the car, and
Oh wow.
I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
It's a cute little doctor, or not even doctor.
Especially when you say it like that.
You squeeze it and it actually says that. Oh, what a cute little doctor. Okay, well that pisses me off.
Well, and I mean, this isn't to. I'm not saying this to. I don't think we're doing this to call out Aflac. Again, this is to point out the ubiquitous and invisible threat that is lead. So, like, there's no way we would have known this without checking this website. How would you know that this is a risk? And
Yeah,
I don't know, I don't know the mechanism for how all of this works, but clearly Aflac is complying with this and has said how many units they own, and they're going through this process, but it also went out to market. So
okay, so I know that, so not to bring in Aflac, but I just had to Google them.
Mhm.
And one of the first things to pop up was, is Aflac a pyramid scheme?
okay, that sounds like a whole episode.
And then second, who regulates Aflac? So I feel like there might be.
Wow.
Here it is. Former Aflac employees allege fraud and other abuses. The insurance firm Aflac has exploited workers. This is from something called theintercept.com from 2018. Manipulated its accounting and deceived shareholders and customers. But then there's also people who tried to make a fake Aflac injury claim. So, there's fraud on both sides, I guess. Yeah, I just remember there being, I feel like this was still when I was living in Minnesota, that there was something that came out with Aflac that was pretty big. But we'll see. Anybody want to comment in the comments, please let us know.
Yeah.
Or let everybody know, I guess. Okay, well, fucked up. And if you see this duck, just a reminder too that disposing of these things isn't necessarily the best option when lead seeps into soil. And I'm assuming these, I already forgot how to pronounce it. Tape.
No, I understand. No, that's why I have it right.
Phthalate.
Phthalates. Thank you.
Phthalate.
Drill it in. When these phthalates, I'm assuming, are just as bad, or then it goes into the ocean. I mean,
yeah,
that's where he wants to be. He wants to be in the water.
This is the official remedy for this, of course, is to dispose of it. But my personal opinion is I question whether that's the most responsible thing to do. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
would like to know why that's the most responsible. Is what really where I'm coming from.
Yeah, and it's about this big then too. If it's 6 inches, that's the perfect ride along car toy. God, fucking ass. All right. Well, please take note of this, and if you know anybody who got this in a parade or at a booth at some fucking county fair, because don't they have booth at like state fairs and county fairs?
That's what this is for. That's what.
God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I haven't been too busy to take Ruby to one of those, I guess. Well, that's bullshit. Thank you.
Well, even more.
Great.
So I wanted to point this one out. This is
See how
about
my
as
face just went
far
smiling
back.
down.
This is about as far back as I can go to still find pictures, and we'll see.
Got it.
This goes back to the 80s, but so few of these have pictures, so we can't really see how things. I don't know why someone would use this, and I think there is a picture down here a little bit more. Okay, so
Well, I want to just remind too quickly that Aflac duck was from this month.
right.
This month. Okay.
So if we get into the Wayback Machine to the year 2000.
Yes, the actual year 2000.
In Mervyn's, California, everyone's favorite slice of turn of the century life.
I mean, that does look toxic, though, at least. To be fair, that does look toxic.
You would know. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So the problem is the paint on the bag contains high levels of lead, and it violates the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Act. The lead poisoning, of course, this is a children's toy, right? This is...
Yeah. And it's got a koala. And it says Australia. Is it from Australia?
So apparently, clear bag reads Australia in multicolored lettering down under, and I don't know if there was like a trend at this time around Australia. I feel like America goes through these Crocodile Dundee trends where we just become fascinated with.
When did the sequel? Do you remember when they made that crocodile? Hold on. Because they made one that came back, where he came back, and it was pretty recent.
Oh, it was. Was that 15? I'm going to say 13.
I got to go to IMDb. But yes, it does happen where I clearly can't spell crocodile. 2001, Paul. Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles.
Interesting. So I also wanted to point out that this is a picnic set. It has 4 blue cups, 4 light blue bowls, 4 small purple plates, 4 red plates with some illustration and cutlery. And I would like you to know, I just need you to drink this in. This retailed for $13, which in today's money, $2,000 or $2000, I think this would retail for $900.
That's something you get at the Dollar Tree.
This is a lot of money. This is an expensive little.
So I'm hoping that means not a lot of people looked at that and go, yeah.
Yeah, totally worth it. Yeah, I know. In all honesty, that's probably like a $25, $30 price tag today. Oh my God. So
okay, the other thing I want to bring up to listeners is that how people don't think about lead being on that. Like it's on the pink where it says Australia and the panda in the blue down under. Mm-hmm. Because there's those bottles that Lead Safe Mama recently tested because they say they're lead free. Well, the bottle is lead free, but the paint shows the measuring has exceeded levels of cadmium and lead.
I mean, I can't imagine that this paint it's on plastic, so it's like it's just ready to come off. That in itself is so, yeah.
And that's in itself toxic, and it's gonna peel off for sure. And it's meant for outdoors. It's gonna be in the heat, and you're sweating, and I mean, it's meant to be outside, or that the intended uses, we'll say, is meant for outdoor stuff.
Yeah. To their credit, no injuries were reported, and I feel like this is something that no injuries were reported, and then a refund is what a refund would have been given by the company. I don't know if this company is still around. So
reminder, not reported. So it's specific to this Mervyn's store, correct?
Right, but Mervyn's, California owned like a number of others.
Mervyn's is a department store.
And they took over for Dayton. That's how I know them, because they took over Dayton's. And they
Is Mervyn Morris related to Philip Morris at all?
I have no idea.
Because Mervyn's is founded by Mervyn Morris.
Well,
And he died in 2001. Or I'm sorry, not 2001, 2021.
okay. 2001. Clutching an Australian plastic bag.
Well, so this is related to like the time, because this is 2000, right? Based on a 2005 revenue, Mervyn's was the 83rd largest retailer in the United States. So they had a span.
Yeah, they were big. Yeah, totally.
Man.
They had a large footprint in the country, and then when they came to Minnesota, after like they just made
We're
a
in
huge.
Minnesota?
Yeah, they took over. They bought out the Dayton's locations.
Oh.
So suddenly there were Mervyns everywhere, and then that went away and became whatever it became.
They filed for bankruptcy.
Okay.
Interesting. The bankruptcy called for the company to liquidate and close its remaining stores. The announcement came amidst an offer by fashion retailer Forever 21
Interesting.
to purchase 149 of the remaining stores at an undisclosed amount. But the initial negotiations failed. Several months later, department store Kohl's and Forever 21 prevailed in a joint bid at bankruptcy auction to take the remaining stores. How weird.
Well,
Well, the more you know. Also, their logos are fucking awful. They are. This Mervyn's California looks exactly like that fucking koala font. Can I share my screen quick?
Yeah. Stop sharing.
We'll go right back, but I just got to share this. This looks exactly like it. Does that not look that California, like serial killer, like writing in blood?
Well, they already own the font, so that's why they did it. Yeah.
Everything's got to be in this font now because we own. Okay, just had to share that. Well, okay, great. Two things that for kids. That's great.
Well, let's round this off with something super wholesome.
Oh, cool.
Well, so this is a Boy Scout. Boy Scouts of America call a neckerchief.
What the fuck is a neckerchief?
Okay, so when you're a Boy Scout, you wear this scarf around your neck and you roll it up.
So like a bolo?
It's a bolo. So then to hold it there, you slide this.
So it's that close to your fucking face?
It's on your neck. Yeah. Yeah, so the
I gotta share that. I gotta take a picture of this for my cousin Ben was Eagle Scout, like Boy Scout, all the way through. Interesting. So when was the recall? 2018?
And
Remedy replaced. Well, what did they do with the other ones?
So they replaced this. I don't know what they did. That's the other thing about this website. We don't know. Here's another one.
Okay.
So the neckerchief slide contains lead levels that exceed the federal lead content ban. Lead is toxic. I've ingested. So the Boy Scouts of America, someone in their production line, someone on their merchandise, which is a huge deal. Like you have to buy your uniform. You have to show what den you're in and whatnot. And someone said, like, let's purchase this thing and let's order however many, 110,000 of them.
Super durable, guys. Super durable.
And whoever they bought it from, whoever they had made this,
Gonna go to China. Just going out on a limb.
So, yeah, but it exceeded the federal content ban. And
Here's
of
what
course,
bothers me.
yeah,
The next the next sentence says, lead is toxic if ingested by young children and can have adverse health issues. I'm assuming it says have because it says report a safe item over it. That's trying to say that it's only toxic if ingested, if you're like eating this neckerchief, this bolo, if you will. That's not true. And also, people forget, like, once you touch something with lead and then you put your fingers in your mouth, you're ingesting it. And also the residue. And if dust collects on these and then, or a piece chips off, like, that's just very misleading for saying it's not only toxic if you ingest it, if young children ingest it. It's just a little known.
I mean, if it's not all Pinewood derbies and church basements, I mean, if you're doing knot work or something and you're sitting outside on a nice day and even just that with the sun on you, like you're sweating a little bit and
sweating balls, yeah.
Even just a little bit, like, and you're adjusting your neckerchief,
God, yeah.
or you're just touching your face, and it's gonna be on the handkerchief. Yeah, it rubs. That's how you take it on and off.
You have to pull it through, right?
Yeah.
Like you pull it through, so it's this constant rubbing. That looked really bad, but it's this constant. Oh. Well, that's annoying.
And then they replace it. Like, don't worry, we'll just get you a new one.
And do they explain why they replaced it? That's another thing I'd like to know. You just swap it out and not tell parents to get your child tested for lead, or did all of these children get tested for lead after this?
Did all of the answer, of course, we know almost 1,000% no. But then we also know this might not have been the single catalyst for someone, a young person or anyone, having an increase in their lead levels, but this and a play set and Aflac toy and like, this is
well, here you go.
Too prevalent.
NBC News 2018 had a article about the recall, and it was posted on the website you're on, because you go to that unless the news actually posts about it. Let's see. The agency noted that there are no incidents of. So this is the other annoying thing, that the government agency noted after the recall that there's no incidents or injuries related to the products manufactured by Strategic Orient Sourcing. That's the company that manufactured this. So I gotta Google them, but you can't. Yeah, there's no known ones because you just fucking recalled it. Do you think that anybody, if their child had lead poisoning, it's probably that bolo that your kid's wearing? Why would you ever think that?
Mm-hmm.
Consumers have been urged to stop using the slides and return them to any Boy Scouts of America retail store or distributor for a free replacement. They were sold for $6 a piece between February and August. Oh, so this is very short. So in my head, I'm picturing that these were decades.
No, they caught this. That's for sure.
They caught it within a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So they catch it, but then say that there's no known. It just seems fishy to me.
Yeah, it doesn't say how they caught it, which would be really nice. It doesn't say how, just so that we know this stuff. We can also demand. So we should be able to demand from producers, whatever it is that's catching these things. So more of these things, or know that these kinds of oversights are being used. So it doesn't tell us how that was caught, and it does. It says that there's 4 different styles and whatnot. And
Well,
it gives us.
I was
What's
just
that?
going to say the Boy Scouts notice issued Thursday said that the recall was voluntary.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, quote, "We have investigated the entire production process in cooperation with the manufacturer and have identified an isolated one-time production error, which we
Great.
believe caused the problem. The error has been corrected. We are reviewing the quality controls to ensure the quality and safety of our products," and then all these insane ads. And the Strategic Orient Sourcing company is located in Hong Kong. And their whole business company line of business includes wholesale distribution of men and boys clothing and apparel. Okay, just had to look that up.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Very cool. So never mind, I do not need to text my aunt because my cousin was out of the Boy Scouts by this year, I'm pretty sure. Time is illusion, so it's hard to remember. Actually, he might have still been an Eagle Scout. Okay, what is that?
This is the Weeblo one.
The what?
It's like, I can't remember the acronym. It's like We'll Be Loyal Scouts or something.
So wait, another one?
Yeah, there were four styles: Red Wolf, Green Bear, Orange Lion, and Blue Weeblos.
Oh.
They're made in China, and these are the specific the PO numbers.
Oh. God, that sucks. I'm glad they added in that they'll offer free shipping for a replacement.
Well, just take with your quick dive into this. It looks like this is a responsible action taken by the Boy Scouts and all of their production partners. But and this is also an organization, I think, where this information probably would have been shared. Of course, you said that there were news articles in addition to this, so that answering the question, how would someone find out if there's some kind of news? But then I'm guessing like this is probably going out in a newsletter somehow but that's what I'm saying is like that. The reason why I'm pointing this out is that's what would be required if I went to an Aflac. If I went to a parade and got this Aflac duck, just on the street, how would I know? How would someone get a hold of me and let me know that this was recalled? They couldn't.
I'm just getting rid of everything I own. The other thing too that bothers me is, that was this one like isolated incident, but then you don't hear what it is. Like, did somebody have some like lead dust and sneezed and it like went into there? Like, what is this one isolated incident? That just to me is so strange.
Sure. What was it? Yeah.
What was it? If it's this one tiny little thing that you say it was, then what the fuck was it?
So tell us what that was so that we know at least. So if it really was a one-time thing,
that's what I mean.
We could then demand that other products not experience that one-time thing. But we're not educated on that. It's just, no, this is fine. Moving on.
Well, thanks to everybody tuning in. And if you know anybody who got that fucking duck at a parade this month, please tell them to throw it away per Affleck's suggestion. And also, too, clearly a toy, it's this big, so clearly a toy that a toddler would just be chewing on, or even an infant just chewing on that duck, while they're teething. Ugh. I'm sharing that with, I got to share that picture and be like, hey, actually I should share that on United States of Lead. So thanks for that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah, if you don't mind saving the pictures
of course.
so that
I'll
I
send-
can
I'll send it to you.
post those so that everybody can see them. That's just fucked up. Well, thank you, Paul, for ruining my day. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just realized Jake said he was thinking of taking Ruby to a parade today. All right, I need that picture so I can say, do not
Stay
give
away
her
from
this
Affleck.
duck. I know it was
Doctor.
recalled, but how do we know that they don't still have them somewhere? Like that happened last week.
Well, and also, I feel like there's this mentality that we see with the ammunition, and it's like, oh, we've identified this. In this world, we'll dispose of it, but in this world, in the military world, or in this, we'll just use this up until it's gone. Like that's how we'll be safe.
Yeah, like with leaded gas that Algeria had to use up the last of it.
Yeah, we'll just use it up.
You gotta use it. You can't
Gotta use
waste
it. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's how I grew up. Like,
That's the problem.
I
understand.
Okay, this one tiny bit of food I didn't finish, I better put in the fridge and eat tomorrow. Like, this tiny little bit of lotion that's stuck at the bottom, I got to scrape out with a spatula. Yeah, totes. Well, thank you, Paul, again. Appreciate it. Can't wait to have my day ruined again.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Bye, everyone.
All right.